Hey guys, my name is X Factor. I hope you're having a great day. And before we get into this video, I want you to put in the back of your head that I absolutely love Apex Legends. I want this game to succeed and survive because every BR has gone through the throes of death. It went Arma, then it went H1Z1, then it went PUBG, and unfortunately, most of those games have perished where their player counts have shriveled compared to their heydays. And they all share some common threads. The developers, while putting out a pretty darn good product, didn't fix the issues that are plaguing it. So if you're a console player, there will be some stuff that we talk about in this video that will absolutely apply to you, but mostly this is for the PC side of Apex Legends because there's a lot more going on. First and foremost, the first thing we're going to be talking about is Apex Legends is an extremely heavy program on PC. It's the heaviest game that I've played in a long time, and this presents problems. If you're on a new NVIDIA RTX cards, you actually can't run the newer drivers. There's going to be a link in the description to the old drivers back in December, which make this game stable. But then you give up all kinds of frames and gains, which you would have in smoke and when ults are going off. Now, this is not NVIDIA's fault. I want you to know that first and foremost. I've had several conversations with some extremely smart people at multiple companies. This is absolutely 100% a Respawn Apex Legends issue and Windows issue. So, some of your favorite streamers and content creators might have been complaining online about all the crashes and also their performance issues. When Apex Legends hit a certain threshold on your CPU or GPU, because it is not optimized, it throttles things down, and that's the Windows issue. Whether that's your mouse, or if you're recording on something like XSplit or OBS, you are absolutely going to pay the price. I have a 9900K that's overclocked to the moon, a 2080 Ti, and it cannot handle recording and playing at the same time. It introduced this absolute nasty input and mouse lag. So when you throw your hand, you flick the wrist and the mouse falls. That's not good. When strafe speeds and an altered bloodhound are going crazy, you simply can't keep track. Because as you notice that your correction is not correct because the input lag or the smoothing or whatever else is going on to make your mouse feel like it's a brick, you're too late. You can't correct the correction, and you're probably dead, so you're just swinging your mouse around. Turn off OBS, not a problem. So we actually went out of our way in our 14-core streaming rig, got an RTX 2060 from EVGA, threw that in there just to be able to record footage and stream and take 100% of that off the gaming PC. The good news is once I did that, the mouse felt great. The bad news is the footage doesn't look the greatest because, of course, there's my ugly mug on there with the webcam. And then, of course, the audio stuff's got some issues as well that I need to work through. Now, Respawn has absolutely acknowledged this issue, and they are working on it. By the way, Havoc with the turbo is bae. Don't at me, please. So in 2 to 3 weeks, we might actually see Respawn be able to fix Apex Legends to the point where we can run the new NVIDIA drivers and we get the frames and the gains if you're on the new RTX cards. And of course, NVIDIA released new encoding software that's available in OBS as well, which is more efficient. I messed around with that, and I noticed that I wasn't getting the big mouse input and smoothing and lethargic issues with the mouse in general, but we still kept it on the streaming PC for now, where some of these clips are going to come from where you start seeing the webcam. I actually record and do a clip system at the same time where I push a hotkey, it recalls the last 32 seconds of footage. And unfortunately, in Apex Legends, I miss out on some of these 3 pieces and squad wipes that I do, so I might extend that just a little bit just to catch all the goodness, so I don't have to record full rounds and spend hours finding the hot spots and edit it down. So performance is absolutely an issue with Apex Legends, but the good news is Respawn is on it. The next thing I want to talk about is the hitbox thing. More than likely, you've already heard that the Chonky Boys, which is Caustic and, of course, Gibraltar and Pathfinder, are absolutely massive. Their hitboxes are nuts. And although they have some nice abilities, when it comes to a firefight and a shotgun's being pointed at you, you don't want to be a Chonky Boy. There's tests that have been done where people are standing at the same distance, a Wraith and a Gibraltar. They put the shotgun at the chest, and, of course, Gibraltar, all the pellets hit, and Wraith, you might get a 30 ping, maybe a 20 ping. And I can count on two hands the amount of times I've hit a Wraith for 100 plus while AD spamming or left-right spamming with a full shotgun hit. So the hitbox is something that Respawn said they are taking a look at, and there is rumor that we could get some hitbox changes where the scaling isn't as drastic, or they could do sliding base health. Let's say if you pick Wraith, she's extremely nimble, she's hard to hit, she has a very civet upper body and a tiny little hamster head. Maybe she starts with 75 health and that's it. Now you can get 100 shield if you get a purple or gold, so she'd be 175 max. Then of course the chonky boys could have something like 150 health. So they could be 250 if they get a purple or gold. Something that you see in Team Hattress or of course Only Watch. Games that have made that mechanism popular and it's worked rather well, or a hitbox rework where maybe Wraith isn't hunched over hiding her head and she isn't as small as she is, because it is an absolute must pick when it's Lifeline and Wraith, because they're impossible to hit when they're AD spamming, let alone a Bangalore that's passively boosted if you miss or hit a couple shots and you see that speed boost going on. So hopefully they get a little bit a handle on that. Now, of course, Battle Nonsense has already done his net code analysis, which affects everybody, console players and, of course, PC players. Now, when a player shoots, the other player sees it a quarter of a second later. So think about those massive delays. The report came back absolutely abysmal. It's the worst game that I played in the last 3 years based on those facts. Now, unfortunately, we might not see many improvements. Another game that had massive issues with this was PUBG. Desync, the delays, the latency, dying around corners, dying deep into cover, taking damage deep into cover. I've already felt that a million times in this game, but it's not quite as bad as PUBG for whatever reason. But it can be frustrating at times, especially with the high pingers. You could be out of a firefight, tuck in like now, stay tucked in, and the damage is still hitting you. Sometimes it can kill you. So that's one of the major issues, especially in the PC side, with esports supposedly being supported. That's going to be a big deal. The last thing I want to talk about is cheating on PC. Yes, there is an anti-cheat in this game. No, it's not very good. There have been 8+ people streaming, professional players trying to make it to the pro scene, doing pro screens, already caught using aimbots and assists in this game. I personally seen 2 to 3 cheaters a day, where somebody actually domes you. You say, okay, that was a little sketchy. Then you go through and spectate, and they might have an AR, or they have a wingman, or the wing of men, or they have a shotgun with no threat optic on it, or a sniper with no threat, and they're absolutely destroying people, or they're throwing an alternator out there from 200 meters and headshotting people. Most of these people are not even trying to hide it because, again, it's a free-to-play game, and I don't believe there's hardware ID bans. They ban the account, they come back. Now, there's a player that we caught on stream when we had about 800 or 900 viewers going absolutely ham. Reported him 3 or 4 days ago. The player is still playing based on the Apex stat tracker that's available on the website. Still logging games, still getting kills. Other people have been picked up and banned. Now, the good news is this should get better and not worse, because the anti-cheat that they use is the same one that's in Fortnite. And once they get all the programming done, it should be pretty solid, because I know a lot of people don't like Fortnite. I've only seen 3 or 4 cheaters ever. Now, granted, I don't do the pop-up cups where there's money on the line, competition. I hear it's more common there, but that's good news. So hopefully when the anti-cheat gets implemented completely between the cheat company and Respawn, we're sailing the high seas. Also, with that said, I would like for them to bring back the Scrub Olympics. What's the Scrub Olympics? It was in Titanfall 2. When cheaters got caught, they didn't get banned. They got segregated. And they could only queue up in servers with other cheaters. I'm absolutely all for that. Or call it the Salt Olympics. Overall, this game's absolutely amazing. Yes, there are some issues with potential weapon balance with the Peacemaker or Peacekeeper and the Wing of Men and AD strafing and certain things of that nature. But overall, this is an extremely solid game, and I want it to be around for a long time. I don't want the vultures circling the bodies, much like they have the other Battle Royales. And yes, nothing is going to kill Fortnite. They're still logging in 8 and 9 million concurrent players even after this game's out. The sky is the limit, but Respawn needs to be quick on their feet because you can have the best game in the world, but if it's overrun with a bad net code and a non-existent anti-cheat, it's going to chase away a lot of players. What do you guys think? As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon.